Recording in progress.
All right, good morning, everyone. Any matters that we need to address before we bring the jury in?
I filed a motion, but it can be taken up at any time,
When did you file it?
just this morning.
Well, obviously I haven't seen it. We'll address that at a break.
I haven't seen it either, so you say a break. I mean, I see the motion, but I literally just got it, so I haven't read it.
I'll give you adequate time to consider it.
Before the jury goes out to deliberate, we're fine.
I will. We'll give you that opportunity.
And Your Honor, I discussed with the state, whenever the jury does come back in, if we could just inform them that Officer Kennard was subpoenaed to another court and that we've agreed to let him go, but also that there is another individual that can be cross-examined as to the content of that. That way they can hold their questions.
Hold their questions. All right. All right, are we ready then?
Yes, sir.
Let's bring the jury in. I've lost count. So are you saying we're at 127? That will be the next one. What was 126? Okay. Somewhere along, I'll let off. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. Good morning. I'm glad to see again that we haven't lost anyone over the weekend, so we have you all back. I wanted to make sure that you understood that we had said Saturday we were going to start our day at 8 o'clock in the morning, and all of you, I think, were in favor of that. And this morning we had an issue with a witness not available until 9, so for that reason we're starting a little later. Also, I've been asked to make sure that you understand that the officer, the agent rather, with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Agent Kennard, who testified on Saturday, and that was the transcript that you got of that interview. He had been subpoenaed for another court this morning in Nashville that had been served on him maybe either before this subpoena had, but in any event, to accommodate him, both sides agreed that he would be released to go and comply with that subpoena and testify in that court. But I'm also told that there is another witness that will be available to be cross-examined about the transcript and that recording that you listened to on Saturday morning. So any questions that you might have regarding that transcript, if you'll hold those until such time as we have this additional witness, then we'll see whether or not any of those questions need to be asked. All right. Then the state may call your next witness.
Jeff Smithson, Your Honor.
Right up, sir, if you will, and face our clerk and be placed under oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this case be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And when you have a seat, if you'll speak directly into that microphone, it'll help us.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Would you state your name, please, sir?
Jeff Smithson,
How do you spell your last name?
Smithson.
All right. Back in April of 2018, where were you living?
1115 Garners Creek Road.
And is that across the street from 1112 Garners Creek Road?
Yes, it is.
All right. And was 1112, was that the Daniels residence?
Yes.
All right. Now, did you move shortly after, or sometime in April of 2018, did you move residences?
Yes, we did.
All right.
And during your stay, or while you were at 1115 in April of 2018, did you receive the Dixon Herald at your residence?
Yes, we did.
And was that on Wednesdays and Fridays?
Wednesdays and Fridays.
All right. And that's a local paper. Was it delivered in the mornings?
Yes.
All right. And I know this is kind of a weird question, but did you have a motion light on your house?
Yes, we did at the back.
All right. And that was back in 2018?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, on the morning of April 4th, did you leave?
Yes, I did.
Recall about what time that was?
6 o'clock.
All right. Where were you headed?
I was heading to a golf breakfast in a golf league I play in.
All right. And do you recall about what time you got back?
I got back probably a little bit after 9.
All right. What was the area like when you got back?
My driveway was full of highway patrol cars, and I couldn't get in my own driveway.
There were a lot of cars,
A lot of cars, a lot of people.
All right. That's all, Your Honor.
Any questions?
No questions.
Thank you, Mr. Smithson. You may step down. You're released from your subpoena.
All right, thank you.
You may call your next witness.
Your Honor, the state calls Alex Nolan. Judge, we need a sidebar also.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need to address one issue. If you will step out for me to take this matter up, please. All right, the issue in our sidebar conference was, first and foremost, this next witness is a juvenile, and under the laws and rules of our Supreme Court, the media would not be allowed to video this witness to show his face or image. You can have the recording of his testimony that can be broadcast, but I don't think you're entitled to show his image for his protection, if nothing else. And then secondly, the defense has requested a out-of-jury hearing regarding the competency of the witness for the court to determine whether he is in fact competency and understands the significance of taking an oath to testify. So we will conduct that hearing now, and then we will, depending on the court's ruling regarding his competency, we'll move to bring the jury back.
One other issue, just for clarification, the rule has been called for by both sides, and we've made some agreements as to who can be in the courtroom. Under TCA 24-7-120, the state could seek a closed caption TV production of the testimony of the juvenile, but we've elected not to do that. But under that same provision, a juvenile is allowed to have his caretakers in the courtroom while he testifies. So we would ask that both Mr. and Miss Nolan be allowed to sit in the courtroom during the testimony of the juvenile.
All right, then the caretakers for this child will be allowed to remain in the courtroom and will not be considered to be a violation of the rule. Then are you ready for Mr. Nolan? All right, let's bring him up. It's just the only thing that can't be done is the only thing that can't be done is they can't show his image on television. But it is a public.
Is the camera in front of the witness? Will that be?
We'll need to. I believe we have stopped. Have we stopped that? We've already terminated that camera. So Alex, if you'll come right up here, please. I have to determine the competence. Step right up there and have a seat. Just have a seat. I want you to listen, talk to me for a minute, okay? How are you? Rather be someplace other than here?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, I want you to understand that you're not in trouble, and this is not something that you need to feel like you're in trouble or anything about. But this is the point where I need to determine that you understand the seriousness of what's taking place today. How old are you, Alex?
11.
All right. And 11 years old, what grade are you in?
6. Well, I'm not to be.
Going into the 6th next year?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you're living with some other folks, I think that, and you don't live in this area, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. And in school, you understand when you do something that's wrong and how you have sanctions that apply to you if you do something wrong, or punishment that happens if you do something wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're asked a question by a teacher, for example, and you don't tell the truth, what happens?
You get in trouble or you're incorrect.
All right. And do you understand what it means to take an oath to tell the truth?
Mm-hmm.
And do you understand that if you tell us that you're going to swear to tell the truth, that that's a very serious thing?
Mm-hmm.
And you understand that bad things happen to people who don't tell the truth when they've taken an oath, especially. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do you understand that you're going to be asked some questions? Do you understand that you're going to be asked to swear that that information is true and correct?
Yes.
Do you feel like you understand everything that's going on?
Yes.
All right. Anybody have any questions for this witness about his competency?
Alex, has anyone advised you about your rights in regard to testifying?
No.
Of course, we don't know at this point what you're going to testify to, but are you going to testify differently than you?
Objection, Your Honor. This is outside the scope of this call.
It's not an appropriate question for, we're here on this jury out hearing to determine whether or not he is a competent witness, and competency in this stage means, does he understand the significance of taking an oath? He's affirmed that. And so your questions need to be limited to that, to his competency. So.
We'll save those questions until the jury's back in.
All right. I find this witness to be competent, and when the jury returns, we're going to ask that he be placed under oath and presented to the jury. All right, let's bring the jury back. Alex, if you'll do me one favor, pull that microphone down just a little bit so that it'll be pointed right at your mouth, and then when you answer questions, if you will speak directly into that microphone, about like you are right now, that should help us to be able to pick up everything. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. All right, Alex, I'm going to ask if you will stand up, raise your right hand, and face our clerk to be placed under oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this case be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Please have a seat.
And Alex, I've asked you outside of the jury's presence to speak directly into that microphone, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Crouch? Maybe too directly. We've got his. Go ahead, Alex, do this for me if you will. Alex, if you'll just push that up a little bit. I think I may have messed you up when I told you. There you go. And you can stay about that far away from it so it doesn't pick up your breathing. There you go.
Good morning, Alex.
Morning.
How are you today?
Good.
You excited to be in the courtroom on a Monday morning? No, I don't think anybody here is. But thank you for being here. Would you state your full name for the record, your first and last name?
Middle name too.
Yeah.
Alex Clayton Nolan.
Alex Clayton Nolan. And how do you spell Alex?
Alex.
A-L-E-X. And how do you spell Nolan?
Nolan.
Thank you very much. So, Alex, just a few questions to get us started. How old are you today?
11.
11 years old. And did you just finish a year of school?
Yeah.
What grade did you just finish?
5th.
5th grade. And where did you go to school?
Centennial Elementary.
Centennial Elementary? All right. And you remember who your teacher was this past year?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Miss Pam Dwyer.
Miss who?
Miss Pam Dwyer.
How do you say her name?
Pam Dwyer.
Pam Dwyer, okay. So if you can, and I know it's uncomfortable testifying, but I need you to speak real clearly when I ask you questions, okay? Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. So you just finished the 5th grade. Your teacher was Miss Dwyer. Did you have a favorite subject this year?
Math.
Math? Why do you like math?
I don't know. I just do.
You just like it? Okay. So, Alex, do you understand the difference between telling the truth and telling a lie?
Yes.
Yeah. And what have I asked you to do today?
Tell the truth.
Yeah. And have I asked you how to testify?
No.
What about your own memories? I've asked you to testify directly from what only you remember
Yes.
and not to testify from what anyone else has told you? All right. So,
I'm sorry, was there an answer to that?
yeah, Alex, you'll have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Alex, just some kind of background questions about your family. Who is your biological mother?
Crystal.
Crystal, and what's her last name?
Daniels.
Daniels. And did you have a stepfather?
Yeah.
And what was his name?
Joseph.
Joseph. Last name?
Daniels.
Thank you. And Alex, who do you currently live with?
My aunt and uncle.
Your aunt and uncle? Okay. And I know it's tough to testify about this, but just bear with me for a few minutes, okay? What is your aunt's name?
Danielle.
Yeah. You need some water?
No.
There's a Kleenex right there if you need it, okay? And what's your uncle's name?
Waylon.
Thank you. Hey, Alex, if you need to stop for a minute, just let me know, okay? You want to keep going? All right. Thank you. Alex, do you remember when you used to live at 1112 Garners Creek Road?
Yeah.
When you lived there, who all lived with you?
Belle, Joe, Crystal, Noah, Joyce, sometimes April, and then little Joe.
Okay. Oh, let's talk about a couple of those people. Did you have Joseph live there? Joseph Daniels, the defendant. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, did his father also live there?
Yes.
And what would you refer to his father as?
Uh,
Did you call him? Did he have a name that he went by, or
Big Joe.
Big Joe? Okay, you called him Big Joe. And did Big Joe have a wife?
Yeah.
And what was her name?
Belle.
Belle. Now, you mentioned that you had an aunt that lived there.
Yeah.
And what was her name?
Joyce.
Joyce. Okay. Now, did Big Joe? Did he have a job?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He worked as a truck driver.
He was a truck driver. Did Belle have a job?
And I don't think so.
Okay. Did Aunt Joyce have a job?
No.
Did Crystal have a job?
She had one, but she lost it.
She lost it. Okay. Did Joseph Daniels, the defendant, did he have a job?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Computer solutions.
Computer solutions? Was he good at working on computers?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Alex, if you don't mind, I want to show you a couple of photographs, okay? You okay with that?
Yeah.
Do you recognize that photograph, Alex?
Yeah.
I've got a close-up picture. Is this the same photograph that you see on the screen?
Yeah.
Can you see pretty good up there?
Yeah.
All right. What is that photograph?
Of the house.
Is that where you used to live?
Yeah.
At 1112 Garners Creek Road?
Yeah.
All right, is that the front of the house?
Yeah.
I'll move this as the next exhibit.
127.
And Alex, what's this photograph?
It's a photograph of the back of the house.
The back of the house?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that the same photograph that we see on the screen?
Yes.
Move this is exhibit 128. Alex, do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
What is that?
It's the back porch, and that's the porch of the house.
This is?
Yeah.
All right. And I'll move this as exhibit 129. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions about this photograph, Alex. Is that the door on the back deck that everybody would come and go out of?
Yeah.
All right. Alex, do you recognize this photograph?
Yeah.
What is this?
That's the door, but from the inside.
That's the same door from the inside?
Yeah.
All right. Move this as exhibit 130. Now, Alex, looking at this door, what is that near the top of the door?
That's a fly trap.
And what's next to the fly trap?
A lock.
A lock?
Yeah.
Is there actually a lock on the door, or is that just the latch?
That's just the latch.
And why was there a latch up there?
Keep little Joe from getting out.
To keep little Joe from getting out?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's not a lock on it right now, is there?
No.
Okay. And Alex, do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
What is this?
That's the living room.
Living room? Is
Yeah.
that also the back door?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the same photograph that we see on the screen?
Yes.
I'll move that as the next exhibit, 131.
Yes, sir.
Alex, whose toys are those on the floor?
All three of ours.
All three?
Yeah.
You, Joe Clyde, and Noah?
Yeah.
So is that usually where you kept all the toys?
Yeah.
What's this?
That's a wagon.
Wagon? Empty container? Or
Yeah.
Container? And all the toys were kept over in this area?
Yeah.
Now, who would get all the toys out like this?
Joe and Noah.
Joe and Noah? Was it pretty regular for the toys to be scattered out like that?
Yeah.
Did you ever clean them up?
Yeah, we cleaned them up a little bit, but not much.
I mean, with brothers, it's easy to get toys out all the time, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
We cleaned them up, they just get back out.
You clean them up and they just get them right back out?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you identify this photograph?
Yeah.
What's that?
Same spot, but a different angle. Well, no, that's by the chimney place.
Okay. And I'll move this as exhibit 132. So we're seeing more toys, is that right?
Yes.
And those are in front of the chimney,
Yes.
the fireplace?
Yeah.
Okay. Alex, can you identify this photograph?
That is the living room table.
Living room table?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the same photograph that we see on the screen?
Yes.
All right. Maybe this is exhibit 133, is that right?
Yes.
And Alex, in the living room, we've already seen some of the toys. It looks like there might be some more toys sitting around the table, is that right?
Yes.
Was it pretty common for the toys to get scattered all over the living room?
Yes.
Okay. Alex, can you identify this photograph?
Yes.
What's this?
That is the door to Valentino's room.
That's the door to Bell and Joe's room?
Yes.
Okay, and what's this right here?
TV.
TV? All right, move this as exhibit 134. Now, Alex, let me ask you a couple of questions about this photograph. These doors here go into justified Bell and Big Joe's bedroom.
Yeah.
And this is big screen TV. What's this over here?
That's a cabinet.
Cabinet?
Yeah.
Do you know what was behind the cabinet?
A door.
The front door of the house?
Yeah.
Now, why was the cabinet in front of the door?
One reason is because we didn't really have anywhere else to put it, and the other reason was to keep Joe in the house.
Okay. Alex, can you identify this photograph?
That's Bill and Joe's bed.
Is that going inside their bedroom?
Yeah.
All right. And is that the same photograph we see on the screen?
Yes.
That is the next exhibit.
135.
Alex, what's that hanging on the doorknob? Can you see that from your position?
Yeah, it looks like a basket.
Okay, is that an Easter basket?
Yeah.
Did y'all have an Easter egg hunt at your house?
Yeah.
All right. And Alex, can you identify this photograph?
That's the living room / kitchen.
Living room / kitchen.
Because this was like almost in the kitchen, but still in the living room.
Okay. Is that the same photograph we see on the screen?
Yes.
Move that as the next exhibit. Alex, can you identify this photograph?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's the hallway.
Hallway? Okay. And what goes down the hallway? Where do those rooms go to?
That's my room and that's Joyce's room.
Okay. And is this photograph the same photograph we see on the screen, the big screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'll move that as the next exhibit, please. So, Alex, you've identified this as a photograph of the hallway going down to the bedrooms, is that right? Now, did you have a bedroom down this hallway?
Yes.
Who did you share a bedroom with?
Joe.
Joe Clyde?
Yeah.
Who else had a bedroom down this hallway?
Joyce and Noah, they would stay in the one to the left.
Alex, can you identify this photograph?
That's our room.
Whose room?
Me and Joe's.
You and Joe? And is that the same photograph we see on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. And that's the next exhibit.
138.
Do you know what that stuffed animal is on the floor?
Yes.
What is that?
Olaf.
Olaf? Was that your Olaf?
No.
Did you like Olaf?
No.
Whose Olaf is that?
Joe's.
Joe's. And Alex, can you identify this photograph?
Yes.
What is that?
That is Joyce's room.
Your Aunt Joyce?
Yeah.
And is that the same photograph we see on the screen?
Yes.
All right. Move that to the next exhibit.
139.
Just shut that down for a second. So, I'm going to ask you some tough questions.
Yeah.
Was that April 3rd of 2018?
Yeah.
Did you and Joe Clyde go to school that day?
Yeah.
And did you ride the bus home together?
Yeah.
And what did you do when you got off the bus that afternoon?
We went up the driveway into the house.
Okay. What else did y'all do that afternoon?
Nothing. We just stayed in the house and played around a little.
Just kind of a normal day?
Yeah.
All right. Who all was at home that night?
Crystal, Joyce, me, Joe, Noah, and Joseph.
Okay. Was Big Joe and Bill, were they at home that night?
No.
Where were they?
Big Joe was on a truck trip.
He was on a truck trip?
Yeah.
Okay. What time did you usually go to bed?
We didn't really have a usual bedtime. We went to bed whenever we went to bed.
Whenever you wanted to go to bed?
Yeah.
Do you remember which bedroom you slept in that night?
Yes, Bell and Joe's room.
You slept in Belle and Joe's room?
Yes.
And why did you do that?
Because they had a very comfortable bed.
They had a comfortable bed?
Yeah.
Was their
Whenever
bed...
they weren't there, we would sleep in there.
Okay. If they weren't at home, you would sleep in there?
Yeah.
Was that pretty common if Big Joe was out on the road that y'all would sleep in his bed?
Yeah.
Was it a bigger bed than yours?
Yeah.
Who slept in that bed that night?
Me and Joe.
Okay. Do you know what time Joe Clyde went to bed that night?
No. I couldn't say the exact time, but it was like 9 something.
Was he in bed before you went to bed?
Yeah. He was up like, we were already both in bed, just we weren't asleep yet.
Okay. Did y'all have a TV that you could watch in
Yeah.
Big Joe and Bell's room?
Yeah.
What would y'all usually watch when you were going to bed?
Hockey. It's something that he watched, I didn't watch it.
Pocky You?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that show.
It's old, I
You-
think.
Not something that you watched,
No.
but Joe Clyde liked it?
Yeah.
All right. So, did anything strange happen that night?
Not too strange, but it was a bit strange.
Okay. Well, tell us about that.
Well, he had come in there and beat him. He did.
The defendant?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Joe Clyde get out of bed?
Yeah, he peed in the floor.
He did?
Yeah.
Did you see him pee in the floor?
Yes.
Do you know about what time that was?
9. It was around 9.
It was just after y'all had gone to bed?
Yeah. We weren't asleep yet, but we were in the bed.
Okay. Well, when you say that he peed in the floor, was that in the bedroom?
In the bedroom, yeah.
Okay. And after Joe Clyde peed in the floor, what did you do?
I went and told
Told who?
him.
And when you're pointing at him, you're pointing at the defendant.
Yeah.
And when you went and told the defendant, where was the defendant?
In his room.
In his bedroom? Who was in the bedroom with him?
Crystal.
Now, were they awake or asleep?
Awake.
They were both awake? What were they doing?
Talking, watching TV.
Okay. And after you told the defendant that Joe Clyde had peed in the floor, what happened?
He went in there and beat him, like I said.
He did what?
He went in there and beat him.
Okay. Well, and then did you go back to bed?
Yeah.
Did Joe Clyde go back to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened after that?
Well, I woke up from this loud bang. I didn't go in there immediately, but
I know this is tough. I know it's tough. You need to take a break? You do want to take a break?
yes.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, just step out for a moment.
You need something to drink?
All right, let's just take a short recess. Alex, I want you to understand, I know how tough this is, but just if you need a break like this, just let us know and we'll give you an opportunity, okay? All right, we'll be in recess. If you will send the word to me when you're ready.
Recording stopped.
All right, Alex, how are you? You going to be all right?
Recording in progress.
All right. Are we ready for the jury? Bring the jury in. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. All right, Mr. Crouch, you may resume your questioning.
Okay, Alex, let me back up just a little bit, all right? Now, you've already testified that Joe Clyde peed in the floor, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that the defendant whipped him and that y'all went back to bed.
Yeah.
And what happened next?
I woke up from a loud bang, and then I didn't go in there immediately, but I sat in there for a couple of minutes, waited. Then I went in there, saw him on the floor. Joseph had beaten. And a couple of minutes after that, he took him out the door and laid him down in the yard.
Hey, let me stop you right there, okay?
Yeah.
What woke you up?
A loud bang.
A loud bang? What did it sound like?
It sounded like a thump. It was like...
And that woke you up?
Yeah.
And so I think you said you didn't immediately go out of the room, is that right?
Yes.
Why didn't you immediately go out of the bedroom?
Because I waited for things to cool down.
Okay. And you were in Big Joe and Belle's room?
Yes.
And then at some point, did you walk out of the bedroom?
Yes.
And what did you see then?
I saw him laying on the ground.
Who was laying on the ground?
Joe.
Joe Clyde?
Yes.
And what was the defendant doing?
He was about to pick him up and carry him out the door.
Okay. Did he take him out the door?
Yes.
How did he take him out the door?
This.
Can you stand up and show us what you're doing? And was Joe Clyde in his arms?
Yes.
Which door did he take him out of?
He took the back door.
He went out the back door?
Yes.
Okay. Now, was anybody else in the living room
Yes.
that you could see?
Yes.
Who was in the living room?
Noah and Joyce.
Okay. Can I show you another photograph
Yes.
of the living room? It's already been moved as an exhibit. Is this? Can you point to where Aunt Joyce and Noah were standing on here? Tell me where to move my arm to.
Put to the left a little. Up a little. Down. Just a little. About right there where that fin is. Yeah.
Was anybody else in the living room?
No.
Was anybody in the kitchen?
Yes.
Who was in the kitchen?
Crystal.
Where was Crystal standing?
She was standing where the hallway is. Behind that.
The hallway is?
Yeah. Behind that cabinet.
Behind this cabinet?
Yeah.
Your Honor, may we have a sidebar?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you once more to step out. All right, it's been brought to my attention that Mr. and Ms. Nolan are here in the courtroom. If you would just raise your hand so I can, all right. I know this is a tough situation for you and to watch this young man have to testify for these things. The concern is someone indicated that you may be crying during this proceeding. it is completely understandable. However, we need to make sure that the jury is insulated from any sort of extraneous influence, if that makes sense to you. I'm not trying to be hard on you. I understand how hard it is to sit there and listen to this and not be emotional about it. But it is important that we not try to influence the jury. If you understand how the jurors might take watching you as the caretakers for this young man, be emotional about it. So while I want you to be able to be here and to listen to everything that's said in his testimony, I think it's important for us to try to control our emotions. Any of the lawyers and myself included in the staff also have to try to control our emotions so that we don't overtly influence the jury in some way. Does that make sense to you? All right, I'm not trying to be hard on you. I just want you to understand that we're doing everything we can to make sure that this case goes forward without any problems, all right? Anything further than before we bring the jury back? So.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Alex, you still doing okay?
Yeah.
All right, bring the jury in. This one? Maybe you should come to it. No, I got it right here, I think. So. Once again, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen. Step out of the room. You shouldn't attribute it to either side in this case. You should just tell yourself that it's that judge that's making me get up and walk out because I'm trying to make sure that we do everything correctly and there's no mistakes, all right? Now, Mr. Crouch, you may continue.
Alex, you before the break, you testified that you observed the defendant carry Joe Clyde outside.
Yes.
Did you also walk outside?
Not immediately.
Not immediately? How long did you wait before you walked outside?
Couple seconds, like 30 seconds.
Okay. Did
It was a short period of time.
short period of time? How did you go outside?
I opened the door slowly, and then I put my foot out and my other foot out.
Out onto that back deck area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I tiptoed down the stairs.
What did you see?
I hadn't saw nothing yet until I got to the edge of the house.
Edge of the house? What did you see then?
I saw him lay Joe down, like he was already laid down, but he was on there on his knee, looking around. But then a couple minutes after that, he saw me.
Who saw you?
Joseph.
The defendant?
Yes.
He saw you
Yes.
peeking around the corner?
Yes.
And what happened?
He threatened that he would kill me if I didn't help him.
He threatened to kill you
Yes.
if you didn't help him?
Yes.
Did you help him?
Yes.
What did you do?
I tried to find something to do. I went over to the car, I opened the door and opened the trunk, and I told him to do something. I don't know what it was, and I don't know why he didn't do it.
You opened the door to a car
Yes.
and you opened the trunk?
Yes.
Do you know which car it was?
It was I think we only had one car. The rest of them were trucks.
Okay. You
I
remember
think.
you remember what color it was?
It was gray.
Okay. And what happened then?
Then he said never mind and to go back into the house. Then he walked down the driveway. Then I hid behind the edge of the house again. I went up on the porch, but then went back down.
So the defendant started walking down the driveway?
Yes.
What had he done with Joe Clyde?
He had him in his arms.
He had him in his arms as he was walking down the driveway?
Yes.
And what did you do?
I was watching him.
Okay. And what happened next?
Then whenever he got to the road and started walking down a little ways, I walked up the driveway.
You walked up the driveway?
Mm-hmm.
What did you see?
I saw him walking down the road with him.
Carrying Joe Clyde?
Yes.
So if you're walking down your driveway, which way did the defendant go? at the road?
He went right.
He went right?
Yes.
Do you know the name of the road in front of that house?
Old Diner Street.
Okay. And he went right?
Yeah, he turned right.
And where were you when he turned right?
I was still back up there. I hadn't walked down the driveway yet.
Okay.
Went up there whenever I couldn't see him no more.
How far did you walk?
I walked up halfway up the driveway whenever I first moved. Then the rest of the way up the driveway. So second time I moved.
Did you go all the way to the road?
No, not all the way to the road. I stood at the edge of the driveway though.
Okay. And how long did you watch the defendant?
I watched him for a couple of minutes or so. Watched him walk down the road.
Could you tell how far he walked?
No. I didn't know meters, miles, or anything like that yet.
Were you scared of the defendant after he threatened you?
Yes.
After you saw him walk down the road, what did you do next?
I went back up the driveway.
And where did you go?
I went into the house.
Okay. What'd you do then?
I went back into the room and I tried to go to sleep, but eventually I went back to sleep.
Eventually you went back to
It
sleep?
was hard, but I did.
When you went in the house, where were Aunt Joyce and Noah and Crystal?
Joyce and Noah were sitting at the window, I think.
They were sitting at the window?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. What about Crystal?
She was probably back in her bedroom. I didn't see her.
You didn't see her?
No.
Okay. So when you went back in the house and tried to go back to sleep, did you go into your bedroom or Belle and Big Joe's?
Belle and Joe's.
All right. And what happened the next morning?
The next morning he told me to get up and that my brother had run away.
The next morning he told you that your brother had run away?
Yes.
Now, did you go somewhere with the defendant that morning?
Yes.
Where did you go?
We rode down the road.
Okay.
We got to the car. We rode down the road.
All right. Now, let me ask you just a few more questions and I'll be finished, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Were you supposed to go somewhere that summer with Crystal?
Yes.
Where were you going to go?
Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah.
All right, I want to show you a photograph, okay? Can you identify this photograph?
Yes.
What is that?
That was our trip to Kansas.
Okay. And is that the same photograph that we see on the screen?
Yes.
I'll move that as the next exhibit.
It'd be marked as Exhibit 140.
Now, is that in the kitchen area
That's on that cabinet I was talking about.
that Crystal was hiding behind?
Yeah. And that is in the kitchen area.
Okay. What can you read from there what that says?
That says 60 days still trip. That says 60 days till Crystal and Alex leave for Kansas.
Were you going to go to Kansas?
Yes.
Who else was going to go to Kansas?
Just me and her, I think.
Okay. And do you know why you were going to Kansas?
No.
All right.
The night that she told me that we were, she said something. I don't remember what she said, though.
Okay. Just a couple more questions. Earlier, you had pointed out a photograph of the coffee table that was in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see Joe Clyde move that coffee table?
No.
No? Did he ever push it around the living room?
Only on accident.
What do you mean only on accident?
Like if he was playing with his toys and he would push it on accident.
Okay. Did you ever see Joe Clyde climb up on anything and unlock a padlock?
No.
No.
I've seen him climb up on things, but not to unlock something.
Okay. Do you know where the key to the padlock was kept?
No.
All right. That morning, when you woke up and you testified the defendant said Joe Clyde had run away, how was Aunt Joyce acting?
I didn't see her that morning.
You didn't see her that morning?
I didn't see Noah either.
Did you go to school that morning?
No.
What did you do throughout the day, that day?
We looked for him for a while, but then we went back to the house and just sat there.
Okay. Almost finished, Alex, and I appreciate you answering so many questions for me. I'm going to show you one more photograph. Can you identify that?
Yes,
Who's in that photograph?
that's me, and that's Joseph.
Okay. And is this photograph the same photo we see on the screen?
Yes,
And is that the morning before or the morning after Joe Clyde was killed?
yes,
And who are you talking to?
that's Joseph. Wait,
So how many cars do we see in the driveway?
4.
4. And who do the 4 cars belong to?
One of them belongs to Joseph and Crystal. One of them belongs to April. The truck belongs to Big Joe. And then I think there's a car behind that car.
Is it a car or a pickup truck?
No, I see the pickup truck, but there's something behind that car.
Okay. And do you remember those clothes that you had on?
Yeah,
Is that your t-shirt and your pants?
yeah,
All right. You've gotten a lot taller since then.
yeah.
How tall are you now?
I'm 5'5" or 5'6".
Taller than me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. I'll pass the witness.
Cross-examine.
Alex, the same thing. If you need a break, you let me know, okay?
Okay.
All right. Alex, when all of these things happened, was your story different?
No,
Do you recall telling a different story?
no. I actually do. But it was fake. It was a false story. That was whenever this first started.
Did your aunt and uncle tell you what happened?
No,
Did Miss Taggart tell you what happened?
no.
The lock that's on the door was to keep Joe Clyde from getting out of the house.
Yes,
Did he wander off?
yes,
So he had a history of leaving the house and...
yes,
Okay. And you're certain that you weren't told what happened by your aunt and uncle?
yes.
Okay. Your Honor.
I want to take a second. I need to start the video.
Josh, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I had one of those at home.
You did?
Yeah. But then my brother said I was like them. Did he? Yeah. But I don't care because he didn't really adjust me that much. Yeah. How long were those? How long? You got a little bit. Oh yeah, I had one of those at home.
You did?
Yeah. I did my brother, so I was with him.
You did?
Yeah. But I don't care because he didn't really interested that much.
Yeah. How about you?
Do you like dogs?
I'm Jessica. Have you been talking to Miss Morgan? Yeah.
Does he like black?
He's sniffing you. You know dogs sniff sometimes?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what his job is?
Do you remember if you were interviewed one time, 2 times?
I think I was interviewed only once on video.
And how many times were you interviewed not on video?
I couldn't keep track. There were a lot of times.
Who interviewed you a lot of times?
Dr. David. He's a worker at the CDC.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Dr. David. He's a worker at the CDC.
Okay.
Just sit next to you and let you pet him.
I was thinking he's a dog.
Well, he's a different kind of dog. His job as a dog is for you to pet him. Hey, will you sit on this couch for me? And then I'll get him to jump up next to you.
Dad is snapping when I was getting.
That's okay. How about up? Up, jump. Good boy. He'll sniff you for a minute, and then he'll get comfortable. He's gonna turn around. You want me to open your snack for you? You got it. You like Oreos? Don't feed him any, okay?
The dog didn't have sugar. I know that because well, I just sort of heard that one time.
Oh yeah. You have dogs?
No, we used to, but now we don't really have them.
You don't have dogs. Do you have any animals?
Well, no, we don't.
No animals.
They used to.
What did you used to have?
So, in the history of our house, we had 4 dogs.
You did.
One after that ran over, but we had to get rid of that one because, well, it was causing too much problems.
Yeah.
Then the black lab, we had to get rid of that one because, it was causing problems. Then we got another black lab, we got another guy. Then we had a white dog and a black dog, but we had to get rid of them. Because both of them were causing problems too.
What were they known to cause problems?
Getting in other people's yards and other people didn't like it.
Yeah.
He was messing up their yards where he cleaned it.
They didn't like it. Do you like animals? What's your favorite kind of animal?
Dog.
The dog. Well, this is all he'll do. And in a minute, he's going to start snoring because he falls asleep in here and he's real lazy. And you can pet him if you want to.
I'm real lazy too.
And if you don't want to pet him, you don't have to. And if he bothers you at any time, tell me, we'll let him get out, okay?
Okay.
Tell me what your name is.
Alex Owens. Alex Clyde Daniels.
And how old are you, Alex? 8. When is your birthday?
11/11/09.
11/11/09.
Veterans Day.
That is Veterans Day. You were born on Veterans Day. And what grade are you in?
Right?
Do you like second grade?
Yeah. I like second grade, but then I also don't like it.
Yeah. Who's your teacher?
Mrs. Adams.
Miss Amy Adams. Do you like Miss Amy Adams?
She is a good teacher.
She is a good teacher. What do you like about second grade?
Well, I like the fact that the math is
Yeah.
and but then the homework is sort of hard, but then once you get used to it, it's very easy.
Who are some friends in your class?
Haley, Brody, Stefano, Eli, McKinley.
We like to do all those class.
Nothing much.
Do y'all play at recess? What do you like to play at recess?
Well, sometimes we just, we don't really have to do anything, so just run, get the ball, eat some, have fun doing that.
Yeah.
I like just bullying people. And then you get that. we get back and forth.
That's fun. Do you like lunch?
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone knows lunch, especially the food that we have.
Do you eat at school? Like, do you get school lunch or do you bring a lunch?
I eat school lunch.
What's your favorite school lunch to have?
Pizza.
The pizza.
Lots of people love pizza,
Is that your favorite thing?
but my favorite food is peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, that's your favorite?
Yes.
What kind of jelly do you like?
Blueberry.
Blueberry jelly. Yeah, I bet it smells good.
It smells good and it tastes good.
And it tastes good. Do you eat peanut butter and jelly at home a lot?
Now,
No.
we can't hardly find any jelly.
Yeah. I was.
Plus, we don't have any jelly.
You don't have any jelly? No. What do you like to eat at home?
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
My favorite drink is milk.
Milk? Do you like milk? Chocolate milk or just white milk?
White milk.
White milk.
White milk and chocolate milk because they both have it. I don't know what it is about white milk, but it's flavorless, but it still tastes good.
Yeah. So you're a milk drinker. When you go to school and you have specials, what's your favorite special?
Gym.
Gym? What do you like to do in gym?
Exercises.
Yeah. Do you all play games in there sometimes? What's your favorite like game to play in gym?
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. That might be really fun, huh?
Yes. The point of the game is dodgeball as long as you can. But then he says jailbreak, then you should get back into the game.
Oh, so if you get out and he says jailbreak, you get back in the game?
Everyone.
Everyone, can you start over time? Oh, no.
Just continue, you don't really continue where you left off. Just the people that were over there and still not out, continue where they left. Then the other people will start.
Do you like art class?
No.
No, how come?
Well, because the projects just takes too long.
Yeah. You don't like art projects. What about music class? You don't like to sing? Computer class? You like, what do y'all do in computer in school?
That's money, we get points to unlock more levels. And then we get like when we get like cool stuff. Like different clothes. You have batter. I think it's like how you say it, a batter.
What's your favorite game to play?
No. ABCYA.
What's that?
Well, it's an app where there's different grades.
Yeah.
So like, there's different grades and stuff. Where you're playing them and you're like, well, you don't learn on more levels, it's just for fun and for learn.
Yeah. You like to learn?
Yeah, I like to learn.
Al, you didn't go to school last week because it was spring break. What did you do during spring break when you didn't have school?
Be bored.
You were bored? Yeah.
There's not much stuff to do.
Did you watch TV? What do you like to watch on TV?
Trust Darwin.
Gilligan's Island?
He's very funny.
What's your favorite character on Gilligan's Island?
Jordan. He's just very silly one.
He's silly. Yeah. Who got you into watching that?
James.
Who's James Rosenbaum?
Well, you know my friend. He's older than me.
He's older than you.
Yeah, he's the age of a dad and a papa.
He's in the age of a dad and a papa. What do you call him? Do you call him James or something else?
I call him Papa because he's 50. 59, I think?
How did you meet him?
Well, he had a divorce, and he moved to Tennessee. Then, that's when he comes into Debbie and got married with her. Then, she introduced him to my mom. My mommy. Well, then, my mommy introduced me to him. So then I hang around there a lot. I lived there for at least 2 months or so. 2 months. too sure.
You live in James's house? Here, I'll take it. Here, I'll get it in there, okay? Are you comfortable? You good? So you lived with him for a little while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm not quite sure.
How old were you when you lived with him?
I don't know. I wasn't a year old yet. I'm missing out on this old.
When you lived with him, you were little?
No.
But you still see him now? Yeah. Where is he live?
Well, I was seeing him sometimes. I used to see him on the weekends, but now my other Papa, well, I call him Papa, but he doesn't call Papa to me. He's like,
He's a mean.
yeah.
Tell me what makes him mean.
Well, y'all have told me jokes. Y'all have called me a girl. And y'all have boys me around.
And that this is your other paw?
Yeah. Then my real Papa, he wasn't that bad
Where does this paw that's mean live?
with me.
With you? And tell me a mean joke he does.
Well, he said, he called me Allison. And my name is Allison.
Alex. Yeah. Does he name you?
He smacked me, and then he said, I didn't do anything, you're just sitting there. No one even saw it happen, but like, he does it sometimes.
Where does he smack you?
He's right here.
On your cheeks. Yeah. Well, Alex, mine's Jessica. Do you know what my job is?
To help kids.
I do. I talk to kids. I actually listen to kids. And in this room, you are not in any trouble, and you can't be in trouble no matter what it is you tell me. You can even say bad words in here, and it is okay in this
No,
room.
I don't want to do that.
Okay. And you don't have to, but if you want to in this room, it's okay.
I don't want to.
And nobody can hear us talking except my friends that help me do my job.
Or the camera.
Yeah. You've met Miss Morgan and Miss Sarah, and no one else can hear us today, okay? If I did anything wrong when I'm talking to you, like if I called you Peter, I want you to say what? What would you say? Is that your name?
No.
No.
That's not my name.
Right. And what is your name?
Alex.
Alex. So if I did anything wrong, I want you to correct me, okay?
Peter Piper is a pack of peppers. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah. And if I ask a question today and you don't know the answer, just say, I don't know the answer to that. And don't guess, okay? And in this room, the only rule we have is you have to tell the truth. Okay?
And then Sunday. She told me.
Yeah. She tells you and then I also tell you. And if you need to take a break, tell me. We can take a break from talking.
Okay, I don't want to take a break. I'm really comfortable.
You like to talk?
Sometimes I'm like depressed. I don't know that much.
What makes you feel depressed?
Everything.
Are you depressed right now?
And
No.
I don't smell a lot.
You don't smile a lot. Do you celebrate Easter at your house?
Yeah, we're celebrating Easter.
Tell me everything you did on Easter.
Well, on Easter, Easter, then go to the dollar, then couple, what? And Tuesday after that, and Wednesday. I'm thinking because you left, she wanted to find me because he didn't want her to leave.
Didn't want her to leave.
I think he was doing that for where she went.
You don't know where Joe went? You think he's looking for Nanny?
Yeah, maybe he's at the truck stop.
Where's Nanny at the truck stop?
No. Texas, maybe she's on the
Yeah. Hey, Alex, when I talk to kids and young people, I like to religion. So I'm going to write it on the board while you tell me, okay? And then that way it can help you remember. What color you want to use? What's your favorite color?
Well, we're not using what we call it.
Sure, you can use any color you want. like to go to sleep?
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel sleepy, but I just feel asleep.
Yeah. So Alex, you spell your name A-L-E-X.
Yeah, some people spell it A-L-I-S, but that's incorrect.
And you're 8.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And who else lives in your house?
Joe,
Joe.
Joe Jr.
What do you call him? You call him Joe? You call him Little Joe?
Joe.
Just Joe?
Little Joe.
You call him Little Joe?
Little Joe.
And how old is Little Joe?
He's
He's 5. Okay.
Noah's 3.
Noah?
Yeah, N-O-A-H.
And he's 3. And who else lives at your house?
My daddy.
Do you know Daddy's real other name?
I don't know.
You have to say it.
His name is Joseph.
What makes you not want to say that?
Well, they tell me not to say their names because then my mom.
In here, it's okay. I just want to know what it is. So his name's Joseph. Do you know how old he is?
28.
Okay. And then who else?
My mom is 50.
Do you know how old Crystal is?
27.
27. Okay. Who else?
My nanny, Belle.
Nanny Bell. Okay. Do you know her other name?
Belle.
It's Bell. Okay. Do you know how old Nanny
60.
is? 60. Okay. Who else?
Along with Joe. I don't know how old he is.
Papa.
I'm thinking he's in the 50s.
Okay. We'll just say 50s with a question mark. Does anyone else live there?
She's in the 60s.
Your
I
Aunt
know she's not in the 60s. She's in the 50s. And Josie.
Aunt Joyce?
I think that she's in the 50s.
Okay. Does anyone else live in your house?
Someone used to live there. My grandma, she's at least 100 years old, but she died.
Okay, but she doesn't live here now. Okay, so all these people live in your house. For me to understand about your house, Alex, can you help me understand where everyone at your house sleeps?
Okay, so I sleep on the back of the house.
Okay.
At the bottom of the house, in my side.
And do you have a room you sleep in?
Yeah, the one on the right.
Okay, tell me what your room looks like.
I have an Xbox One.
You know what?
And Xbox One that has a tablet. And I also have a TV, table,
What color are the walls?
white.
White.
White and a little bit of brown because the distractions on the wall.
What kind of bed do you sleep in? Do you sleep with someone or by yourself?
Well, most of the time I sleep by myself, but sometimes I sleep in my father's bed.
And when you sleep in your, is this Papa?
Yes.
So you have your own room?
Yes.
And then does Aunt Joycey have her own room?
Yes.
Okay. Who else has their own room?
Papa.
Papa has,
Papa and me.
they share a room? Okay. Who else has a room?
Daddy and Mom.
Do they share a room or separate rooms?
Wait, and Josie shares, Noah.
Okay, so Noah and her sleep in the same room? Okay.
And Daddy and Mom sleep in the same room.
Okay.
Sometimes Josie sleeps with me.
Sometimes with you?
Yeah.
Where else does he sleep? And sometimes,
With Papa.
and sometimes he sleeps with Papa. Okay. And so when Papa, sometimes you sleep in Papa's room,
Yeah.
but he's not home?
Yeah.
Is this the mini guy? This who he thinks me? Yeah. Is he the one that called you Allison? Yeah. Okay. And then you go to your friend's house, James,
Well, next door is like with my parents.
but he's left your dad.
He's a Papa. Well, he's a friend of my mom. So, actually, he could tell my mom because her dad wasn't there because like he was too busy. Her mom was just so.
And you said you think Joe left because Nanny went to a truck stop and you think he was looking for her?
No, because Nanny went with Papa. He thinks that he wanted me and his good home.
Yeah. Are Nanny and Papa at home a lot?
No.
No. Where do they go?
Nanny is mostly home, but since she left, Joe left. I'm thinking he went to go find me. Not quite sure. But maybe I would stay.
Was Nanny there on Easter?
No. I don't know.
But y'all had an Easter eggs?
No, she wasn't there.
You had an Easter eggs? What did you get?
When she came back,
Uh-huh.
and when she came back, Joe was happy with anyone. But then she left again, and then Joe wanted to go find her. I'm guessing that's what.
Okay, that's what you think. Yeah, okay. Thanks for talking about it.
Okay.
Alex, where did you find your Easter eggs? What did you find in your Easter eggs? You said Joe found $1.
Well, he didn't find $1. This Papa gave him $1.
This Papa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe just. There's no Joe just gave us all my eggs.
You did? You stole your eggs?
Yeah.
What were in your eggs?
And Joe, not everyone that ate in their eggs, because some of them had stickers on them.
Yeah. Did you help decorate the eggs?
No.
Because you don't like to do our stuff.
Well, the Busby didn't ask me.
Who did that? Who did decorate?
Mom.
You do, because you told me here's your teacher. How do you get to school every day?
Bus and car sometimes.
Bus and car. What time does the bus come to pick up?
6 something. I would say like maybe 5 something, 6 something. I'm not quite sure.
And when you get on the bus, where do you sit?
Second seat in the front.
Next to you? He rides the bus with you. Does he go to school?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's his teacher?
Miss Beth. That was my last year teacher. I mean my year before last school semester. And then the year before this school semester, her name was Miss Jenny.
Yeah, Miss Jenny. So you had Miss Beth and Miss Jenny and Miss Amy. And then Joe has Miss Beth. Okay.
And I had Miss Pam that is in my preschool class, but he doesn't have Miss Pam because Miss Pam, I think she now works in the gifted class.
Y'all go to the same school?
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all ride the bus? How do you get home from school?
Bus.
The bus. So the bus picks you up, you think maybe at 6 something or at 5 something?
Or 6 something.
And so when I talk to kids, I like to know as much as I can about you and your family.
One of the ones.
So is it clean? Yeah. So we have 2 in here. Do you need one? No.
There's like doing this stuff.
Use the button.
Alright, good. And if you have a penny, I can do a trick.
I do not have a thing, but when we're done talking, I want this to sit.
Yeah, right. You just put this balloon on differently. And then sometimes I can get you stick from one time.
Do you know, what's your bus driver's name?
Mr. Home.
What happens on Mr. Tunney's bus when you get in trouble?
I never in trouble.
Anybody. Does anyone get in trouble on this bus?
Well, when people get in trouble on the bus, they get rolled up and you have to miss some days on the bus.
So you don't get in trouble?
No, I
Does,
haven't trouble yet.
does Joe get in trouble on the bus? No. What happens when you get in trouble at school?
Well, I never actually get in trouble at school. Well, when you get in trouble at school, you have to switch their foot down. I see. My friend that we were doing
she has to put her foot down, does she have to do anything?
No.
No, you just put her foot down.
Yeah. And if you go all the way down to parent contact, and if you have to put down again, and if you can't go down farther, so contact their parents because that didn't do before.
Oh, yeah. What about Joe? Does he get in trouble at school? Little Joe?
Well, sometimes he does.
What happens when he gets in trouble at school?
Well, you don't have to, he just gets time out. If you get time out 2 times in one day, that would cause you to his face.
Does he ever get a frowny face?
And so he does. Sometimes if you go fighting on the road, they're like, you just have to wear a prizes.
What happens at home when you get in trouble?
I didn't tell you sometimes. I'm usually get grounded from.
Would you get grounded from?
Well, there's nothing really from so. I started to get grounded for nothing because I don't really do anything fun. I'm trying to have fun with everything in my life.
So you get grounded from nothing?
Yeah, first getting grounded and trying to have fun.
Oh, okay. What kind of things do you get in trouble for at home?
Well, for hurting your brother, and now it's just forever until he's like that. And sometimes I get in trouble for not knowing what I'm told. And sometimes I get in trouble for I don't know what's my fault.
Does little Joe get in trouble at home?
A lot. He pinches, he fights, he hits. Now he'll bite and he'll pinch, but then he'll like try to push you around.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just goes into a wall. And sometimes Joe pushes no one down.
When little Joe bites and pinches, what happens?
He gets in trouble.
What?
Whenever he bites me, since I've been taking a new medicine, I haven't had that much anxiety.
Do you have anxiety?
Yes, well, it's not good, but since I've been taking a new medicine, still a little bit anxiety.
Okay. When little Joe gets in trouble, like what kind of trouble does he get in?
Well, I told you, I didn't think,
Well, when you get grounded, does he get grounded or something else?
well, not that he's perfect, so he just gets it all the things. And then most of it, because if you give someone about what they'll just make them do it again.
So he gets butt whoopings from Papa?
No, it's Papa, no, it's that now.
Oh, he gets time out.
Yeah,
Does anyone get a butt whooping?
no. Or mom thinks that if we, and she gives about what means, that only increase the stuff that we do.
Does Dad ever whoop butt whoop?
Joe, no.
Are
You
you?
don't get about what you want.
But you used to? Yeah. Who would give the butt whooping when you used to get them?
And most of the time I didn't even do it.
It would be this Papa that would do it? Yeah. Did Daddy ever butt whoop anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, who would he butt whoop?
Me, Joe. Noah wasn't in the picture.
Yeah, does Noah ever get in trouble? No. When little Joe does get in trouble,
Well, no, you're in trouble for staying backwards.
oh, he does. What happens when he says backwards?
Well, he would come out what was maybe. And what's wrong?
He's just uncomfortable. You like breaking it. Is he bugging you? So tell me, you said that you think Joe left to go find Nanny. Tell me everything that happened in the time Joe left. What happened first?
Well, I was asleep.
Okay.
So, as soon as Daddy woke up and found out that Joe was missing, he woke me up and he said, "Wake up!" and we couldn't find anyone in the house.
Yeah, where else did you look?
We looked everywhere. The police looked everywhere. So, but no one found anything in there. No one found Joe.
So when you woke up, were the police already at your house?
No.
Okay. Did you look for him before the police got there? Yeah. Did you look outside of your house or just inside your house?
We were outside, inside, and then our mom called the police. But when we got there, we was already there. When the police first arrived, when we were home because he wasn't anywhere where he usually would go.
Where does he usually go?
He usually goes to the right, but this time he took a left turn.
What makes you think he took a left turn?
Because he wouldn't have made it that far because I found out that he was a track man. So he couldn't have made it so far that he would not, escape that far. But it turns out that he took a left turn.
When you go to the right, where does that go?
That goes to a dead end. So he might have come down other way because he was going to the dead end. So he must have knew there was a dead end there, so that was.
You found out he used the bathroom?
Yes, so that day he couldn't have made it too far away, but when they were moving that way, so he got farther. So I was thinking of using those mini cams, like the mini cam that's on the tablet to help find Joe.
No.
I was thinking of that.
You were thinking of that? Did you tell someone else?
Yeah, but and it turns out not all the mini cams are on. So if not all of them are on, I can't know how to go.
So tell me this. The day that Joe left, you were sleeping?
Yes.
Where were you sleeping?
Back there with Joe?
In what room? Whose room were you in? You were in Nanny and Poppy's room?
Yes.
And Joe was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
They weren't home, but he wanted to find me, I guess.
So did y'all go to bed at the same time or different times?
Different times.
Who went to bed first?
Joe.
Joe did?
Noah went to bed first, but
Okay. Where was Noah?
he was
Sleeping?
sleeping with Daniels.
Okay.
I bet Daniels he slept with us. So he wouldn't have been able to go left or right. And then Joe would still be with us. I'm guessing that. Or he could have went downwards. And even if he was still sleeping with us. So he would have escaped no matter what. So we didn't know anything about that.
Did he escape?
Huh?
Did he escape?
Yes.
Is that,
We haven't found him yet.
does that happen a lot of times?
No.
No.
They never escape like that. Usually he just go to the neighbor's house. But this time we didn't find him over there.
What does he go do at the neighbor's house when he escapes?
Well, he just goes over there for, I don't know what reason he can't go over for, but he just goes over there.
Okay, so Noah went to bed first with Aunt Joycey. And then Joe went to bed. Did he go to bed in Nanny's room? Okay, so when you went to bed, was Joe asleep or awake? Okay, so then you got in bed,
Yeah.
and then what happened?
Joe woke up. Now I'm dying to go back to the fire line.
He woke up.
Then he woke up again. Then I'm guessing he pushed the table over. Then,
Well, when he woke up the first time, you got him to go back to sleep. Tell me how you did that.
well, I turned off the TV. And then I turned off all the noise. Then he went back to sleep.
And then when you woke up again, you said he woke up again?
Yeah, but that time he escaped.
Okay, but did you see him escape?
No, I was asleep.
And you said something about going to the bathroom? Tell me about him going to the bathroom.
I didn't know he went. But then when I looked at the bathroom, I noticed there was poop. So I was thinking he couldn't have made it that far off.
Did he go to the bathroom in your room at all?
No, no, we don't have a door in our room.
Okay. So he woke up one time and you put him back to sleep by turning the TV off and all the stuff that makes noise. And then you went back to sleep. And then when you woke up again, he was gone?
Yeah, Daddy was.
Daddy woke you. So you only woke up one time.
I don't know what the one time he woke up big time.
Does little Joe always go pee pee or poo poo on the potty?
Well, last night he peed on the floor.
He peed on the floor?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, he peed on the floor and then go into the toilet.
Did you see him pee on the floor? Yes. Where did he pee on the floor?
On the right in front of the doorstep.
In whose room was he in? Or was he in another? Nanny's and Papa's? Yeah. And so he peed on the floor. Did you see him do that? You did?
But then he rolled back again. But then we opened that. Like then, while he sort of woke up, and I guess he was super quiet because he usually slams the door when he closes it. But this time, he very gently closed it.
But normally he slams it?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he peed on the floor, was that before or after you put him to sleep? Turn the TV off? Before? Did you tell anyone that he peed on the floor?
Yes, I did.
You did. Did you like scream for Dad or go get Dad or something else? You went and got Dad. What did you say to Dad?
I told him to go pee on the floor.
Okay, and then what happened next?
Then Daddy closed the door and said, and it's quiet and calm voice.
In a quiet and calm voice. And then what happened?
Then I just started doing honestly. Then he never woke back up.
Was the pee still on the floor? Yeah. Did Daddy clean it up or just leave it there? Or something else? Okay. Did little Joe get pee on anything? Like on his clothes or anything?
No,
No.
only on the floor.
Does little Joe pee on the floor?
Well, yes.
He does. Does Noah pee on the floor?
No.
No. Do you ever pee on the floor?
Oh,
No. So little Joe does that. Does he ever get in trouble for that?
no, not really.
Not really.
Then when I was young,
Yeah.
I was like, I was still
But you said you saw poop in the toilet?
yeah, when I woke up, when Daddy woke me up. So he couldn't have made it too far, but he must have been traveling fast.
Does he travel fast usually?
Yeah. Well, 3 hours before that, he went to sleep.
Do you know what time it was when you went to bed that night?
9 o'clock.
Do you go to bed at 9 o'clock? Do you know what time? Did he pee right when you went to bed or was that like later?
When I was in bed.
Did he wake you up peeing or something else?
Well, he didn't let me up. I wasn't going to sleep yet.
Okay. And he peed.
Then you know what?
So he peed, you told Daddy. Daddy came in the room and calmly and quietly told him to get back in bed. And then later, little Joe woke up and you put him back to sleep by turning the TV and the noise off. And then you went to sleep and then Daddy woke you up and he was gone.
Yes, I had moved in before I left, so I knew we were going to not get far, but that must have been about 3 hours before that. I'm guessing it was 3 hours before, 3 hours after, not too long after I went to sleep. He must have escaped. And
What makes you think 3 hours?
well, I'm thinking 3 hours before Daddy woke me up. He must have escaped, but I'm
That's what you think. So do you know what time it was when you helped him go back to sleep when you turned the TV off?
in the middle of
In the middle of what?
in the middle of the day, but I don't know that it was at the top of the night. It was too dark.
Do you have a clock in your room?
No.
Oh, you were flipping a date, that's right, thank you. Do you have is there a clock in Danny and Papa's room?
Yes, but,
Okay.
last it was $2.
Are there locks on doors in your house?
Yes, but no. I used to have a lock on my door because I said the key. No, sometimes when you go to the well, she didn't do it on purpose, but she doesn't lock it that, but then she accidentally wanted to.
What about, is there ever a way that mom and dad can lock you or little Joe or Noah in a room?
No.
No. Can y'all always get out of rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can Joe?
Your Honor, may we approach
You may. On the record or off?
off the record?
The house, little Joe? Have you seen him open all the doors before? No.
I mostly didn't try this one, I didn't know that was
What makes you say that? Have you seen him practice that? No. What makes you think he's been practicing that? Did someone tell you that?
No. I'm assuming he tried over and over last night, and he finally was able to do it.
At your house, is it really quiet when everyone sleeps? Or is there like noise happening?
Very quiet.
It's very quiet. Are there any TVs? Does anyone sleep with TVs on or fans on or anything? Or noise machines?
Also, I think it's not fun.
With lights on, but no noise? Do mommy and daddy have noise in their room?
Yeah,
The TV. Is it loud or quiet or something else? Can you hear it in your room if their TV's on?
yeah.
Can you hear the TV in Nanny and Poppy's room if it's on? In the mom.
Their room is good. It works, but that's where I go to. Does it always get me
He loves it. It's soft right there, huh? It's tickling. Hey, Alex, is there anything at home that you don't like?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I don't want the, all the fancy stuff, not a big fan of fancy.
A fanciness? I understand that. Is there anyone that's mean? We talking about Papa being mean. Is anyone else mean at your house? Are you saying yes or no? What are you saying? No. What about at school? Is there anyone mean at school?
No.
No.
There's some people.
They are pretty cool.
I start walking around.
Do you have a lot of land where you live?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a whole bunch of huge backyard.
Okay, so you were telling me that you think Joe went to the left.
Yes.
To the right to that end. Is the neighbors to the right or the left? Or forward? And normally he goes forward to the neighbors, but he doesn't go to the neighbors. And you said sometimes he goes to the right. When he escapes, like how does he escape? What door does he go out usually? when he goes to the neighbors?
That door that says that my car's blocked off.
So he goes out the back door to the neighbors? Do y'all know the neighbors?
No. It was so blocky.
Do y'all ever go like driving around or? They're pretty soft, aren't they? Hey Alex, do you ever go driving around with your dad? Like on dirt roads or gravel roads or anything? What made you say no like that? You never did it? Yeah. Did anyone tell you what to say to me today? No. Did anyone tell you not to say something today? No. You know, sometimes when I talk to kids, it's because someone's worried. Is there anyone that's worried about you? Who's worried about you? What are they worried about?
They're worried that, well, they're not worried about this, they're just worried when I'm not around them. But I'm around Daddy, so
Do you always feel safe around Daddy?
it's always feel safe around Daddy.
Do you feel safer around Daddy or around Mommy?
I feel safe around Daddy.
What about James?
Oh, I feel really safe.
Do you feel more, who do you feel the safest with ever? Tell me why.
James and Mom and Daddy. I don't have Daddy here to do this.
So Alex, you know, I asked my friends that are watching me to make sure I ask you all the right questions, and I'm going to see if they want me to ask you anything else. So if you stay here, I'll be right back. You need any water or another snack or anything?
Wow, do you have burritos?
I'm not sure. I can go check and see what I have. Okay. I'll check and see.
I don't have any burritos out.
Okay. Can Pavlov stay here with you? Okay, I'll be right back, okay?
And it's tomorrow and I'm going to stay with God.
Okay, we'll give you some water and something else, okay? He does like looking at that. I heard you wanted some Doritos.
I didn't want to get burritos.
Of course I have burritos. I have all kinds of chips.
Yeah.
I have everything. Well, all right. I'll send Jessica back in just a second, okay?
She did some questions from the rest of the people I'd like to ask.
Okay, okay.
You like doing stuff? On door, don't you? Rubbing on their heads. Yeah, I'm gonna tips. They're very shaky. Stand on me? Okay, this is going better. You really like his new shoes. And Smithson. Smell me. I remember dogs have one in the morning. Where's the hand go? Oh, I'm thirsty. Another hand. All over the sink. Up my hand. I found one. So why do you have a still on? Do I didn't want something? I noticed when I was going this way, I get closer. There's something. Okay. I want to get closer to him because I'm sure he may fail. There's safe.
Yeah.
Whenever I get closer to this one, it starts rocking the stove.
Well, he might have to go to the bathroom.
Or get out of his thinking, because he keeps on staying in one spot.
Do you want me to get him out for a minute? Or just to stay in here?
Oh, he's staying here, but if he has to use the bathroom, he can use the bathroom. Like that.
Did you get your chips?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, do you want him to sit next to you or here?
Oh, if he goes to use the bathroom, he gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah, it's okay.
Charlotte doesn't use the bathroom.
You want me to try to let him use the bathroom?
Yeah, if he doesn't use it.
Okay, why don't we do that for a minute and I'll be right back, okay? Do you need anything else?
No, no.
Okay, why don't you eat your chips, okay? And we'll take them out, I'll be right back, okay?
Well, looks like the mom will have to use the bathroom. Oh, believe it or not, dogs. Oh, my favorite pet. Really, because dogs under babies are so cute. Thank you. Or because they're very fast animals. Oh man, now what's that sound? I'm saying how I get to the house, I'm just see two doors. One downstairs and then big bonded. I'm going to be in the middle. down, look down on it, so you can see.
Everything okay? Yeah. Need anything? No. Need a little water? No. Need help opening your nose? No. You sure?
Just checking. We're trying to dodge. It looks like they have to get back.
Oh, yeah. What, you in your voice?
Yeah.
Because it's picking up.
So,
Sometimes it gets that.
yeah.
I was just checking on you. All right. With me? Huh? Go to the bathroom. How did I know? You just knew, because he was getting up, huh? Have a good morning. You want me next to you still? Yeah. We'll get cozy again. All right, Alex. Help me understand. I just want to make sure I know everything that happened that night, okay? So, tell me again, one more time, what happened first. Joe went to bed first. Then what happened? And then what happened?
I didn't really go to sleep. But then Joe woke back up. And he came on the floor. And then I told him to go to bed and slept. Of course, then I couldn't up his feeling and stuff and all that stuff in his conscious. Then I was asleep. And after he went to sleep, then he woke back up and then he escaped. And Daddy woke me up. Then Joe escaped.
You said Joe escaped. And then you said y'all looked all over your house.
Yeah, but then we were, it was on the left, I mean the right. The right.
You and Daddy did?
Yeah.
Outside of the house, you went to the right?
Yeah.
Did y'all walk or drive or something else?
Drive.
Yeah, what did y'all drive in?
A car.
And then y'all went to the right, and where did y'all go?
We went into the dead end. And we went to bed.
Does he normally go there? He does? Have you seen him in the dead end before, little Joe?
No. Bryson, when we dropped him off to the dead end that way, so he didn't go that way.
You do remember that Dad can't hear us talking, right? He can't hear us. And you're not in any trouble today. Do you remember that? And what's our only rule in here?
Don't want.
Right. Okay. Just tell the truth, right? Did you see little Joe pee on the floor, or did someone tell you that happened?
I thought myself.
And your dad came in and told him quietly and calmly to go back to bed. And then did your mom or dad ever come back in that room that night?
Yeah, Mommy came in there and Metro was cut. But then
She came in there to do what?
Metro was cut then.
Okay. Was that after he peed on the floor or before or something? After. So after he peed on the floor, your dad came in, you went and told Dad. Dad came in and said, get back to bed. And then your mom came in to make sure you were tucked in.
Yeah, and Joe was still there. Then Mommy left the room. Then back to bed. Then Joe was.
Has Joe escaped when y'all slept before? Never. And you've never seen him try to get out that door with the coffee table?
Yes.
But you've never seen him do that?
Actually, yes, I have.
You have seen that.
I haven't seen him do it. Just I found out that he did it, but we got him.
Who did you find out from? Who did you find out from?
Mommy and Daddy.
They told you that?
Huh?
Tell me about the dirt road.
The dirt road when we dropped off our dog.
You guys know about that?
I wasn't there.
Who was there?
Mommy and Daddy.
Have you ever seen that dirt road? And what did they do with the dogs?
Dropped them off there.
Yeah. Does Dad go to the dirt road a lot?
No.
Has he ever taken you or little Joe there?
No.
No. And you told me you feel safe with James.
I'm so safe with it. When I'm by myself, I don't feel safe.
But when you're with James, you feel the most safe? No.
If I'm with anyone, I feel safe. If I'm by myself, I don't feel safe.
Earlier when I was out there, you were talking and you were saying something about you saw two doors. Tell me about the two doors.
Oh, I was doing a trick with my glasses. When I first saw one door there and one door there. And I saw two curtains behind me.
You can see in your glasses that.
If you look down,
Can you see without your glasses on?
I see everything a little bit too bright.
Can you make out faces and stuff without your glasses on?
What faces?
Like if you didn't have your glasses on, can you see my face? Is it blurry or does it look normal?
I see all this static.
Okay.
I see static. I see all these dots disappear out of the middle of nowhere. Then it's hard to see.
Did you see Joe's face when he was peeing on the floor? No. When he was peeing on the floor, was he like looking at you or away from you or something else?
Looking away from me.
Looking away from you. And when Daddy came in the room, was Joe still peeing? Or had he stopped? Or something else?
He stopped.
And so when Daddy came in, what was happening?
Joe was climbing back in the bed.
He was climbing back in the bed. Did Joe say anything? about being on the floor? No.
You can't talk.
Oh, you can't talk. And Daddy just said get back in bed, but he was already getting in the bed. Do y'all sleep with covers or anything at your house? Yeah, did y'all share a cover that night or did you have your own?
Yeah.
You shared one? What did it look like?
Flowers. Well, not flowers, but it showed, that girl power. It's a monument, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, that's okay. If you don't know, it's okay.
It's sort of like a pyramid, just not made out of sand. It's more like made out of metal. What do you call that?
Do Mommy and Daddy work?
Not yet. Soon that'll be.
When Mom and Dad aren't home, who takes care of y'all? Are Mom and Dad always home?
Most of the time.
How does little Joe act at home?
Well, he is happy. Whenever he does something he's not supposed to, he laughs. I don't know why he does that.
What happens when he laughs when he's not supposed to, when he does something he's not supposed to? Does anyone get mad about it? Who gets mad?
Mom and Dad and everyone.
What do they do when he does that?
Nothing.
Nothing, they just get mad. How do you know they're mad?
They're not see it on their faces.
What do their faces look like? Do they say anything with their mouths when they get mad? Do they do anything with their bodies when they get mad? What are things Joe likes?
All trucks.
Trucks. What else does he like?
Water.
Does he know how to swim?
No.
No. Do you know how to swim?
No.
Is there water by your house?
Yeah, but he didn't go in there.
Oh, we did.
He drained it out and they didn't find anything.
Well, let me go see my friends one more time and see if they want any more questions, okay? I'll be right back, okay?
Any more questions on investing?
Huh?
Any more questions on I like to see that?
You have to be?
No, I said I like to see. I like to be where you see things, or learn things about people.
Yeah.
I like to see that.
It's
Wikipedia.
yeah.
I just don't say it right.
That's okay. I'll be right back, okay? You watch Pavlov for me, okay?
Keep down. Just really. That's a photo. The carpet curved up.
firefighter. You have to have someone come in and who does that with their profession.
Over there, I heard a little squeaking noise from the.
Well, it's real squeaky. It's an old building.
I wasn't even moving.
Oh, it was. It could have been people walking up and down. Hey, Alex, tell me this. You said that Dad woke you up and said Joe is escaped. Joe's missing.
Or Joe is missing. I'm not really sure.
And so y'all looked all around the house and then y'all got in the car. When you got in the car, did you sit in the front or the back seat?
Well, the police said I was tall enough to get to the front.
If you're not in trouble, it doesn't matter where you sit.
The police officers say I'm in the front because I'm taller than I'm supposed to be, so he said I can get in front.
So when you went to look for Joe with Daddy, before the police were there.
But here's something about it. The car door was slightly open. The front driver's side of the car door was slightly open.
When you went out to the car?
Yes.
Did you get to the car first or last or something else?
First.
First, and the driver's side was slightly open.
Yes.
Okay, so then what happened next?
Daddy come out to notice that like his part of the car was almost open. So we found out that Joe was trying to open that part of the car.
That's what you think?
He opened it. It was unlocked, and he must have grabbed something.
What did you grab?
No, just
Was there anything missing from the car?
no. He just opened the door, and then I think he was looking for me, and I think he thought like maybe these cars are strong.
So did your dad get in the driver's seat?
Yeah.
And then you got in the front seat?
Yeah, I got in the front seat, the passenger seat.
And then you were in your driveway. And when you pulled out of your driveway, which way did you go?
Left.
Left.
But apparently they didn't go that way.
So where's the dead end? Is the dead end on a dirt road?
No. Actually, yes, it is.
It is. Is that where the dogs were dropped off?
No.
No. What makes you think it was another dirt road?
Because someone was taking care of them one day.
Did you ever go to the dirt road?
I took care of them that day.
And who else went with him? So y'all went to the left.
Yes.
And how long did you drive looking for Joe?
Me and Daddy. So both of us didn't do it that long. But then when Daddy left by himself, he did it a long time.
Oh, he did. Where did he went by himself?
Yeah.
Was that when the police were there, or something else?
Yeah, when the police arrived, Daddy left. So we went for Joe, so we wanted to, but he wasn't able to find it.
So when you and Daddy were looking for Joe, were you like looking out the window? Did y'all stop the car or just drive or
We
something?
stopped the car and asked some of my friends if we saw Joe.
What friends did you ask?
All the ones that are sort of like on the right side of the road. The bus goes to the right side, the right side, and then, but then he turns around at the dead end, then we turn this way, and then we just go.
When you're on the bus, do you go to the dead end? Or does it happen before it gets to your house?
Well, we don't go to the dead end, we turn around whenever we pick up the people.
Who lives closest to the dead end? What are their names?
Well, closest to the dead end.
Weston lives closest to the dead end.
Yeah, but he took the car, so he stood longer.
When you went to look for Joe, did you go towards Weston's house or a different way?
Towards the
Okay. And then y'all came back?
Yes.
And then when you came back to the house, what did you do?
I took on my shoes. And then Mommy told me to stay inside because I knew I would be able to like find something because I was digging.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do too.
So you said that the door to the car was open when y'all went outside. And they...
Well, it was propped open.
Propped open. Okay. Where were the keys?
The keys that he had with me.
Did you before y'all got
You
there?
have the rough right here.
Yeah. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's just a little hole. Did, you see Daddy get the keys?
No, he slept with the keys in his, like, if he slept with the keys in his pocket, I bet that, no, he put them on the keys rack. The keys rack,
Have you ever seen Joe get on the coffee table and try to unlock the door?
no.
All right, let me make sure they don't have any more questions. I'll be right back, okay?
I'm just standing there. Always be strong. That's the same one with the beans. The toss and turn. When he's out of sleep. I'm not know that. Yes, boss. Thank you. My teeth are like this too. I wonder how they keep it so gold. You know what a diamond? A diamond's gold. Just from some place, from some like that. Or is this made of steel, metal, or something like that? Helicopter when you forget. Really not supposed to review that thing were cool. Yeah, I think that's what he's thinking. But, so he do by taking the phone. That he's capable. If he was actually.
Mitchell, is there a reason we need to watch this section, or can you fast forward it? I mean,
On their feet.
Fast forward goes.
Five false platform. But the edge on that line.
Anything else?
thank you.
Hey, bud. I don't have any more questions for you.
Okay.
But I want to know, is there anything else you want to tell me? Or anything else you think I should know?
I thought I only had 4 false spots at the edge on that line.
Is there anything else you think we should know about little Joe or anything like that?
That's information about Joe.
I think they might talk to your dad for a minute. Is it okay if you hang out here for a sec?
Okay.
Yeah, are you okay with that? I'm gonna turn the camera and stuff off.
Okay. We can go on.
I'll turn it off and you can just hang out here for a second. Let me get him some water. Do you need anything?
No, I did not.
Okay. Give us just a sec, okay?
Wait, but I didn't need a water bottle.
You need a water bottle? Let me get you one right now.
I need a water bottle. That's all I do.
Don't worry about that. I hit it all the time. Just ask anybody. They can tell you that I'm always running into the microphone. So.
All right, Alex. That video happened, you're saying it the night before, but it actually happened on the 5th. Do you recall that interview?
Yes.
Okay. And so your testimony earlier today is that you're lying right there?
Not all the way. I lied about the part where Crystal came in and that's saying she didn't actually.
She didn't come in the room?
No. And the other part I was lying about is whenever I said he said it calmly, I was trying to protect him because I didn't want him to get in trouble.
You also said earlier you had many interviews. Any other recorded interviews you know of?
No.
And have they continued the entire time? Or were they just initially?
For a while I was going every Monday or Tuesday. I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday. But then I quit going. Didn't need it no more.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that.
I didn't need it no more, the therapy, the sessions.
Okay.
They weren't recorded.
Okay.
I don't think.
When you testified earlier, you said that you saw Joseph and carrying Joe Clyde down the road. How long was he gone, do you know?
How long was he gone?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I went back into the house.
And how often did Joe Clyde pee on the floor?
A couple times.
Okay. And when you were confronted with the fact that Mr. Daniels had been arrested, did you change your story?
No.
When did you change your story?
When did I change my story? Whenever I remembered. It was blocked off till a couple months ago.
So your story didn't change till a couple months ago?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, there is another recorded interview, and it's 50 minutes long. I don't know if the court wants to recess and come
How
back.
long?
About 50, I think.
An hour and 50 minutes?
50 minutes, Your Honor.
Well, they're bringing in the lunch for the jurors, and I'm told it's supposed to be here between 12:20 and 12:30. Do you have any other questions you had for this witness, and then we can reserve him and have that video or the interview or whatever it is played at a later time? I mean, I'm not going to stop you from asking any further questions. Do you have any other questions for him before the interview?
No, Your Honor, they involve the interview.
All right. Then we will, I guess, go ahead and break for lunch early and allow, I don't want to, I think an hour from now would be almost too long to wait. So we'll break for lunch. We'll come back. Let's be back at 1 o'clock. Well, let's make it 1:15 because that'll give them adequate time. We'll resume at 1:15 and we'll be in recess until that time for lunch.
Judge, can we take up something with you after the jury?
Do you want to do it on the record?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll step on out to the jury room, please.
Judge, before we break, I'd just ask the court to give instruction to both the witness and his caretakers as to what they are allowed to discuss during lunch. I mean, he's going to have to eat, and we want to be. I've never had a juvenile on the stand for this long and through a lunch break, so I want to be very cautious.
Alex, are you holding up okay?
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing. You can go to lunch wherever you want to go to lunch, and you can go to lunch with the folks who you're living with now. What I'm going to tell you is that I'm just going to instruct you, and they're sitting right here, so they're hearing you too. Don't talk about this case. Don't talk about anything about it. Talk about the weather. Talk about whether or not you like the idea that the Titans hired or signed a contract with this guy from the Falcons that everybody thinks is going to put them in the Super Bowl. You talk about that. Talk about anything you want to. Just don't talk about this case and anything that you've testified to or what you might testify from here on out, okay? So we're going to keep you on the stand when we come back from lunch. But again, if there's any kind of problem that you have, you need a break at any point in time when you're testifying, then you go from there, okay? And when you do testify, if you will kind of speak clearly so that everybody can hear you, then that will be a great advantage for us as well. All right. Then we'll, with those instructions, and I know Mr. and Ms. Nolan are in the courtroom, they've heard what I've said, so we will go ahead and anything else then before we break for lunch. All right. Thank you, Alex. Go have some lunch, and we'll see you back here at 1:15. We'll be in recess till then.
All rise.
Recording stopped.
For the recess till 1:15.
Okay, you can go.
I called Connie too, because I knew I had Connie's phone number.
Yeah, well,
but I don't have Jake's phone number.
didn't charge the phone last night, so I didn't see any of my messages, but I had like 12 messages last night.
Well, I called Connie, I said, can you get a hold of him, because Jake's phone's not answering.
Yeah, I saw it this morning, because I texted y'all, and then as soon as I saw the text, I had a voicemail.
Well, I have Rhonda's, I'll put it on Rhonda's voicemail.
Thank you. Thank you. But call anytime, call.
All the things are off.
It is. I'm gonna check that. Maybe 3. She said no. She said yes. She likes burgers and stuff. I'm gonna take the word of foodie.